The massive alien ship moved slowly through space, its beautiful crystal surface broken and cracked. Blue light leaked from the holes in its hull like blood from a wound. Inside the ship, alarms rang out in a musical tone that sounded like wind. Chimes in a storm, Princess Lirelei lay on a bed made of smooth white stone that glowed softly. Her skin, which should have sparkled like diamonds, now looked dull and gray. Each breath came harder than the last. Around her, doctors with tall, thin bodies and forearms worked frantically. Their large eyes showed fear as they checked their strange machines. "The quantum readings are still dropping," said Dr. Varix, the head medical officer. His voice carried the musical quality of all Zephyrian speech. "We have tried everything our science knows. The princess will die within hours." General Thane stood at the back of the medical room, his warrior's armor clicking as he shifted nervously. He had served the royal family for 50 years, but he had never felt so helpless. The princess was not just royalty to him. She was like the daughter he never had. "Send another message to our homeworld," Thane ordered. "Tell them we need the best doctors from the capital city." "Sir," replied his aide, "even if they left now, they would not reach us for 3 days. The princess does not have 3 days." 4 hands clenched into fists. The Zephyrian Empire had ruled this part of the galaxy for thousands of years. They had technology that could move planets and weapons that could destroy stars, yet they could not save one dying girl. On the medical scanner, the princess's life signs grew weaker. The quantum flux that powered her crystal-based body was failing. It was like watching a light slowly dim until it would finally go out forever. "General," came a voice from the bridge. "We are picking up a ship on our sensors. It appears to be human." Thane's expression hardened. Humans were the newest species to join the galactic community. Most Zephyrians saw them as children playing with toys they did not understand. Their technology was simple compared to Zephyrian science. Their ships were made of metal instead of living crystal. Their medicine was basic and crude. "Tell them to stay away," Thane said. "We do not need help from primitives." But Princess Lirelei opened her eyes. Though she was weak, her mind was still sharp. She had always been different from other Zephyrians. While her people looked down on humans, she had studied their culture in secret. She found their history fascinating. They were young, but they survived things that would destroy other species. "Wait," she whispered. Her voice was so soft that everyone had to lean close to hear her. "Let me speak to them, Princess. You need to save your strength," Dr. Varix said. "I am dying anyway," she replied. "What harm can it do?" On the human ship called New Hope, Captain Jake Morrison sat in his command chair. He was a man in his 40s with gray hair and kind eyes. He had been a soldier before becoming a medical ship captain. He knew what it meant to watch good people die. "Captain," said his communications officer, "the alien ship is responding. They say their princess is dying and they want to talk." "Put them through," Morrison said. The main screen showed Princess Lirelei lying on her stone bed. Even though she was clearly very sick, Morrison could see that she had once been beautiful. Her skin had patterns like crystals that caught the light. Her eyes were large and silver like mirrors. "Human captain," she said in careful English. "I am Princess Lirelei of the Third Moon. I am dying from a disease my doctors cannot cure. Do not ask for help, because I expect you to give it. I ask because you are here, and you have ships that carry healers." Morrison felt something stir in his chest. He had seen many people die in war and in peace. But there was something about this young woman that reminded him of his own daughter back on Earth. She was trying to be brave even though she was scared. Princess Morrison said, "We have doctors on this ship. Our chief medical officer is Dr. Lisa Carter. She is one of the best doctors in human space. Would you like her to take a look at you?" In the background, Morrison could hear alien voices speaking rapidly in their musical language. They did not sound happy. One voice rose above the others, angry and commanding. "Some of my people do not think human medicine can help. Where's Zephyrian?" "Science has failed," the princess said. "They think your knowledge is too basic." Morrison smiled. "Princess, sometimes the simple answer is the right answer. Sometimes you need fresh eyes to see what others have missed." My doctor would be honored to try to help you if you want her to. The princess closed her eyes for a moment. When she opened them again, Morrison saw something he recognized. It was the look of someone who had decided to take a chance when all other choices were gone. Yes, she said. Please send your doctor. General Thane stepped forward, his armor clanking. Princess, I cannot allow this. These humans might hurt you by accident. Their medicine is not advanced enough. General, the princess said with more strength in her voice, I am already dying. What is the worst thing that could happen? I die a little faster? At least if they try, we will know we did everything possible. Morrison could see the alien general was not happy, but he stepped back. The princess had made her choice. Carter to the bridge, Morrison said into his communicator. Within minutes, a woman in her 30s arrived. She had red hair pulled back and green eyes that missed nothing. She looked at the screen and saw the dying alien princess. What are her symptoms? Lisa asked immediately. As the princess and her doctors began to describe the disease, Lisa listened carefully. She asked questions that made the alien doctors look at each other in surprise. The questions were simple, but showed she understood what was happening. I would like to examine her myself, Lisa said. Can we bring her to our medical bay? Absolutely not, General Thane said quickly. The princess will not leave this ship. Then I will come to you, Lisa replied. Captain, prepare a medical team. We are going to save a princess. Dr. Lisa Carter packed her medical bag with careful hands. She chose each tool and medicine with the knowledge that she might be the last hope for a dying princess. Her assistant, Dr. Ryan Brooks, helped her gather equipment they might need. Lisa, are you sure about this? Ryan asked. We don't know anything about their biology. What if our medicine makes her worse? Lisa looked at him with steady eyes. Ryan, I became a doctor to save lives. It doesn't matter if the patient is human or alien. That girl is dying, and her doctors have given up. Sometimes that's when miracles happen. Captain Morrison watched them prepare. Take whatever you need, Doctor. Take Nurse Amanda White with you. She's good in emergency situations. Amanda was a young woman with blonde hair and quick hands. She had worked on battleships before coming to the medical vessel. She was not afraid of dangerous situations. Ready when you are, Doctor, Amanda said. Checking her own supplies, the transport shuttle moved between the two ships like a small metal bird. Lisa looked out the window at the alien vessel. Close, she could see how beautiful it was, even damaged. The crystal hull caught starlight and made it dance in rainbow colors. But the cracks and breaks made her heart hurt. It looked like a broken piece of art. Docking complete, announced the pilot. The aliens are waiting for you. The airlock opened with a soft hiss. Lisa stepped into a corridor that took her breath away. The walls were made of the same crystal as the ship's hull, but they glowed with soft blue light from within. The floor felt warm under her feet. Everything was smooth and curved, like the inside of a seashell. General Thane waited for them with 4 Zephyrian guards. Up close, Lisa could see how tall the aliens were. Thane stood nearly 8 feet high, with thin arms and legs that looked fragile, but moved with surprising grace. His skin had the same crystal patterns as the princess, but his were silver instead of her gold. Human doctor, Thane said in careful English, I want to make something clear. You'll examine the princess, but you will not touch her with your primitive tools. You will not give her any of your crude medicines. You will look, and then you will leave. Lisa met his gaze calmly. General, I understand your concerns. But if you want me to help her, I need to do a real examination. I need to run tests. I need to understand what is making her sick. Our doctors have already done every test known to Zephyrian science, Dr. Varick said as he joined them. What could you possibly find that we have missed? Maybe nothing, Lisa admitted. But maybe something. I see things differently because I am human. Sometimes a fresh view is all you need. They walked through corridors that curved and twisted like the inside of a shell. Other Zephyrians stopped to stare at the humans. Some looked curious, but most looked doubtful or even angry. Lisa could hear them whispering in their musical language. They do not trust you, General Thane said. Many of my people think this is a waste of time. I understand, Lisa replied. But your princess asked for help? I'm here to give it. The medical bay was unlike anything Lisa had ever seen. Instead of metal tables and machines, everything was made of living crystal that pulsed with light. The medical equipment looked like pieces of art, all curves and flowing lines. It was beautiful, but alien. Princess Lirelei lay on her stone bed, looking even weaker than before. Her crystal skin was almost gray now, and her breathing was shallow. But when she saw Lisa, she tried to smile. You came, the princess whispered.
Of
Course I came, Lisa said, moving closer to the bed. I'm Dr. Lisa Carter. This is Dr. Ryan Brooks and Nurse Amanda White. We're here to help you. Lisa pulled out her medical scanner, a simple device that looked crude next to the alien equipment. Dr. Varix made a sound of disgust. That primitive device cannot tell you anything our advanced scanners have not already revealed, he said. Maybe not, Lisa agreed, but it will tell me things in a way I understand. She ran the scanner over the princess's body, watching the readings carefully. What she saw made her frown. The princess's body was fighting itself. Her immune system was attacking her own crystal-based cells. Tell me about her symptoms, Lisa said. When did this start? Dr. Varix looked annoyed but answered. 3 weeks ago, the princess began experiencing quantum flux instability. Crystal matrix started to decay. We have treated the symptoms, but the core problem continues to worsen. Lisa nodded and pulled out another tool, a simple blood analyzer. I need to take a small sample of her blood. Absolutely not, General, Thane said firmly. You will not cut into the princess with your crude instruments. Princess Lirelei raised a weak hand. Let her do it, General. What is one more small pain when I am already dying? Lisa took the sample as gently as she could. It was unlike human blood. It sparkled with tiny crystals and glowed with soft light.
Ow.
But under her analyzer, Lisa could see something the alien doctors had missed. Your medical equipment is very advanced, Lisa said slowly, but I think it might be too advanced for this problem. What do you mean? Dr. Varix demanded. Lisa showed them her simple readout. Your scanners look at quantum levels in crystal. Matrices. But they missed something basic. The princess has an infection, but not the kind you were looking for. Impossible, Dr. Varix said. Our scans show no bacterial or viral contamination. Not that kind of infection, Lisa explained. I think she has been exposed to something that is changing her body at the cellular level. Something that makes her immune system think her own cells are enemies. She pulled out her tablet and showed them human medical data. We call this an autoimmune response. The body attacks itself. Your advanced medicine was treating the effects, but not the cause. The Zephyrian doctors looked at each other. Dr. Varix studied Lisa's simple charts with growing interest. Even if you are correct, he said finally, we have no treatment for such a condition. Lisa smiled. But we do. Humans get autoimmune diseases too. We have learned how to treat them. Human medicine for a Zephyrian princess. General Thane shook his head. This is madness. Princess Lirelei tried to sit up. What kind of treatment? She asked. I would need to adapt it for your biology, Lisa said carefully. It would be experimental, dangerous. But if I'm right about what's wrong with you, it's your only chance. The princess looked at her doctors, then at General Thane, and finally at Lisa. Human doctor, do you believe you can save me? Lisa met her eyes honestly. I don't know, princess. But I believe I can try in a way no one else has tried. Sometimes. That's enough. The princess closed her eyes for a long moment. When she opened them, they were filled with determination. Then try, she said. Please try to save me? General Thane stepped forward angrily, but the princess held up her hand to stop him. This is my choice, General. I would rather die trying something new than die doing nothing at all. Lisa felt the weight of responsibility settle on her shoulders. She was about to attempt something that had never been done before. She was going to try to save an alien princess with human medicine. I'll need access to your medical bay and permission to use my own equipment, Lisa said. Dr. Varix looked unhappy, but nodded. The princess has decided. We will help you as we can. As Lisa began to set up her equipment, she could feel all the alien eyes watching her. Some looked hopeful, but most looked doubtful. She was a human, trying to do what their advanced science could not. But as she looked at the dying princess, Lisa felt the same determination that had made her become a doctor. Years ago, she was going to save this girl or die trying. The medical bay hummed with quiet activity as Lisa set up her human equipment next to the alien machines. The contrast was striking. The Zephorian devices looked like flowing sculptures made of crystal and light, while Lisa's tools were simple. Metal boxes with blinking lights and wires. Dr. Varix watched with barely hidden disgust as Lisa plugged in what looked like an ancient computer. "That device appears to be centuries old by our standards," he said. "Sometimes old is better," Amanda replied while organizing medical supplies. "This scanner has saved more lives than your pretty crystal machines." Ryan connected a portable lab unit to Lisa's main computer. "The princess's blood work is coming through now," he said quietly. Lisa studied the results on her small screen. What she saw made her heart race with excitement and fear. She had been right about the autoimmune response, but the situation was worse than she thought. The princess's immune system isn't just attacking her crystal cells, Lisa explained to the alien doctors. It's trying to change them. Her body is attempting to evolve, but the process is killing her. Dr. Varix stepped closer to look at the human readouts. Evolution? That is impossible. Zephyrians do not evolve rapidly. But you're being exposed to new types of cosmic radiation in this part of space, Lisa said. I've seen the star charts. Your people have been expanding into regions with different energy signatures. Your bodies are trying to adapt, but too quickly. Princess Lirelei listened from her bed, her silver eyes following every word. You mean I am changing into something new? Your body is trying to change, Lisa corrected gently. Da-da-da-da-da-da. But human bodies do something similar when we're exposed to new environments. The difference is, we've learned how to help the process along safely. General Thane moved closer, his armor clicking. What exactly are you proposing, human doctor? Lisa took a deep breath. I need to perform a bone marrow transplant, but modified. For Zephyrian biology, human bone marrow produces stem cells that can adapt to almost anything. If I can combine that adaptability with the princess's crystal-based biology, I might be able to stabilize her evolution. The alien doctors exchanged shocked looks. Dr. Varix spoke first. You want to put human biological material into our princess? That is not medicine. That is contamination. God, it's not contamination if it saves her life, Lisa said firmly. I done similar procedures on humans who had genetic disorders. The principle is the same. But the princess is not human, Dr. Varix protested. Our biology is completely different. Lisa pulled up a comparison chart on her computer. It's not as different as you think. Look at these cellular structures. Crystal matrix actually works a lot like human bone marrow. It produces the equivalent of blood cells and maintains your body's energy systems. Ryan leaned over her shoulder to study the data. Lisa, this is incredible. It's like their entire skeletal system is one big bone marrow factory. Exactly, Lisa said. Which means if I can introduce adaptive stem cells at the right location, they should integrate with her existing system. Princess Lirelei tried to sit up, wincing with pain. Would this cure me completely? Lisa met her eyes honestly. I don't know, Princess. This has never been attempted before. The best case scenario is that it stops your immune system from attacking itself and allows your body to adapt safely to the new radiation. The worst case scenario is that it kills you immediately. She is already dying, Amanda pointed out quietly. At least this gives her a chance. General Thane paced back and forth, his forearms gesturing angrily. This is madness. You cannot allow alien genetic material into the royal bloodline, General the Princess said with more strength than she had shown in days. I am the heir to the throne. This decision is mine to make. Dr. Varix looked troubled. Princess, even if we agreed to this procedure, where would the human doctor get compatible bone marrow? The genetic matching would have to be perfect. Lisa was quiet for a moment, then began rolling up her sleeve. She would get it from me. Ow. The room fell silent. Even the musical hum of the alien equipment seemed to pause. "You would donate your own bone marrow to save me?" the princess asked in wonder. "That's what doctors do," Lisa said simply. "We use whatever we have to help our patients." Ryan grabbed her arm. "Lisa, we don't know if this is safe for you either. Giving bone marrow to an alien could have unknown effects on your body." "Then we'll find out together," Lisa replied. "Run the compatibility tests. Let's see if this can work." For the next 6 hours, Lisa and Ryan worked alongside the Zephyrian medical team to analyze every possible interaction between human and alien biology. The crystal walls of the medical bay pulsed with soft light as both human and alien computers ran calculations. Amanda monitored the princess's condition, which continued to worsen. "Her life signs are dropping faster," she reported. "If we're going to try this, it has to be soon." Dr. Varix looked up from his scanner with surprise. "The genetic compatibility is higher than it should be. Dr. Carter's bone marrow has an unusual, adaptive quality. I was exposed to high levels of radiation during a medical emergency 5 years ago," Lisa explained. "It changed my bone marrow structure, made it more flexible." "More adaptive," Ryan added, understanding. "Lisa, you're the perfect donor for this procedure." General Thanes stopped pacing and stared at the human doctor. "You were harmed by radiation, and now you want to use that harm to help our princess." "Sometimes the things that hurt us can be used to help others," Lisa said. "That's how we grow. Stronger." Princess Lirelei reached out with a trembling hand. Lisa took it gently, surprised by how warm the crystal skin felt. "Human doctor," the princess whispered, "why would you risk yourself for someone you barely know?" Lisa smiled. "Because that's what being a doctor means. Because I think the galaxy needs more people like you, princess. People who are willing to try new things and bring different species together." The princess closed her eyes, tears leaking from the corners. "I accept your offer. Please save my life with yours." Dr. Varix began preparing the surgical area. "This procedure will take many hours. Dr. Carter, are you certain you want to proceed?" Lisa looked around the room at all the faces watching her. Alien and human, they all showed the same emotions: hope, fear, and desperate determination. "I'm certain," she said. "Let's begin." As the medical teams prepared for the unprecedented surgery, Captain Morrison's voice came through the communication system. "Dr. Carter, the New Hope is standing by to provide any support you need." "Thank you, Captain," Lisa replied. "Wish us luck." "You don't need luck, Doctor," Morrison said. "You have something better. You have the best medical team in human space, and the courage to try the impossible." Lisa strapped herself onto the surgical table next to Princess Lirelei. The alien medical equipment hummed to life around them, while her own simple devices beeped steadily. "Ready, Princess?" Lisa asked. "Ready, Doctor?" Lirelei replied. "Thank you for giving me hope." As Dr. Varix activated the surgical field, Lisa closed her eyes and thought about all the lives she had saved over the years. This might be the most important one yet, not just because the patient was a princess, but because success here could change how two entire species saw each other. The surgery began with the soft hum of alien technology and the steady beep of human determination working together to save a life. The surgery lasted 18 hours. During that time, the medical bay became a strange place, where human and alien medicine worked together for the first time in history. Dr. Varix used his crystal instruments to open precise channels in the princess's crystal matrix, while Lisa guided her bone marrow cells through tubes and wires that looked nothing like Zephyrian technology. "The human stem cells are integrating," Dr. Varix reported with surprise in his voice. "I did not expect them to adapt so quickly to our biology." Lisa lay on her surgical table, connected to machines that slowly drew bone marrow from her hip. She felt weak, but alert, watching the monitors that showed her cells entering the princess's body. "Human cells are survivors," she said softly. "We adapt to anything." Ryan monitored both patients from his position between the two tables. Lisa's vital signs are stable, and the princess's immune response is calming down. "Whatever you're doing, it's working." Amanda checked the compatibility readings every few minutes. "The rejection rate is almost 0. This is incredible." like her body was waiting for this. As the hours passed, something amazing began to happen. Princess Liralay's crystal skin started to change color, shifting from dull gray back toward its natural golden glow. But now, there were new patterns in the crystal, swirls of silver that matched the color of human bone. The evolutionary process is stabilizing, Dr. Varick said with wonder. Her body is no longer fighting itself. It is accepting the change and moving forward safely. General Thane stood in the corner, watching everything with wide eyes. He had spent his whole life believing that Zephyrian science was the most advanced in the galaxy. Now he was seeing human medicine accomplish something his people thought impossible. How? He asked quietly. How can your simple methods work when our advanced technology failed? Lisa turned her head to look at him. Because sometimes the simple answer is the right answer, General. Your technology was looking for complex solutions to what turned out to be a basic problem. But more than that, Ryan added, checking the data streams, human medicine focuses on working with the body's natural healing process. We help it do what it wants to do instead of forcing it to do what we think it should do. Dr. Varick paused in his work to consider this. We have always believed that medicine should control biology completely. You're suggesting that we should guide it instead. Exactly, Lisa said. The princess's body knew it needed to evolve. Our job was to help it do that safely, not to stop it from happening. As the procedure continued, Princess Liralay drifted in and out of consciousness. During her awake moments, she talked with Lisa about many things. She asked about human philosophy, about how humans saw the universe, and about what it meant to be a doctor. On my world, the princess said during one of these conversations, medicine is about fixing what is broken. But you see it differently. We see it as helping people become who they're meant to be, Lisa replied. Sometimes that means fixing what's broken, but sometimes it means helping them grow into something new. I am becoming something new, the princess said with wonder. I can feel it happening. I am still Zephyrian, but I am also something more. Amanda smiled as she watched the princess's readings. Your new cells are teaching your old cells how to handle the cosmic radiation. You're becoming adapted to live in this part of space. The first of a new kind of Zephyrian, Ryan observed. You'll be able to go places your people have never been able to survive before. As the 18th hour approached, Dr. Varick began the final phase of the surgery. He sealed the entry points with crystalline patches that would dissolve as the princess healed. The human equipment was carefully disconnected, leaving behind only the new hybrid biology that now kept the princess alive. Surgery complete, Dr. Varick announced. We will not know if it was successful for several more hours. Lisa was moved to a recovery bed next to the princess. She felt tired, but satisfied. She had given everything she could to save a life. Now they could only wait and see if it was enough. How do you feel? Amanda asked the princess. Princess Liralay sat up slowly, testing her strength. Different, she said. Stronger. Like I can breathe energy from the stars themselves. She looked at her hands and gasped. The crystal patterns in her skin now included silver threads that pulsed with gentle light. She was still beautiful, but in a new way that had never existed. Before, I am changed, she said with wonder. I am evolved. General Thane approached her bed carefully. Princess, are you still yourself? She smiled at him, and her smile was the same warm expression he had known since she was a child. I am. Still me, General, but I am also more than I was before. She turned to Lisa, who was resting on the nearby bed. Human doctor, what you have done for me, I can never repay. You don't need to repay anything, Lisa said. Seeing you healthy and strong is payment enough. Dr. Varick ran final scans on both patients. The integration is complete and stable. Dr. Carter's donation has not only saved the princess's life, it has given her abilities no Zephyrian has ever possessed. What kind of abilities? The princess asked. You can now process types of cosmic radiation that would kill other Zephyrians, Dr. Varick explained. You could explore parts of the galaxy that have been forbidden to our people for thousands of years. Ryan checked his own scanners. But more than that, the hybrid cells in your system could be studied to help other Zephyrians adapt to You could save your entire species from the radiation exposure that's becoming more common as you expand into new regions of space. Princess Lirelei looked from the human doctors to her own people, understanding dawning in her silver eyes. This treatment could be given to others? Modified versions of it? Yes, Lisa said. But it would require cooperation between human and Zephyrian medicine. Your people would have to be willing to learn from us, just as we've learned from you. General Thane struggled with this idea. Everything he had believed about human inferiority was crumbling around him. You would share this knowledge freely. That's what doctors do, Amanda said simply. We share knowledge to save lives. It doesn't matter what species those lives belong to. The princess tried to stand and found that she could move with ease for the first time in weeks. I feel strong enough to walk, strong enough to live, strong enough to change the relationship between our peoples. She walked to the viewing port and looked out at the stars. General, send a message to the council. Tell them that human medicine has saved my life and given our people new possibilities. Tell them that I request formal medical exchange programs with the humans. General Thane hesitated. Princess, the council will not believe this easily. Then they will have to see the evidence, she replied firmly. They will have to see me alive and changed and stronger than before. Lisa watched from her bed as the princess stood silhouetted against the star field. The operation had been a success beyond her wildest hopes. Not only had they saved a life, they had created something entirely new. What happens now? Ryan asked. Princess Lirelei turned back to them with tears in her silver eyes. But these were not tears of pain or sadness. They were tears of gratitude and hope. Now she said, everything changes. 3 days later, Princess Lirelei stood in the main corridor of her ship, looking healthier and more radiant than anyone had seen her in months. The silver patterns in her crystal skin caught the light and made her glow with an inner fire. She was no longer just a Zephyrian princess. She was something new, something that bridged two worlds. Dr. Lisa Carter was finally strong enough to walk around after donating so much of her bone marrow. She moved slowly but with satisfaction, knowing that her sacrifice had saved a life and possibly changed the future of two species. The council ships will arrive within the hour, General Thane reported to the princess. 5 of the most senior council members are coming to see you personally. Princess Lirelei nodded. Good. They need to see what human medicine has accomplished. She turned to Lisa, who was checking her medical equipment one last time before. Returning to the human ship, Dr. Carter, I want you to stay for the council meeting. They need to meet the person who saved my life. Lisa looked uncertain. Princess, I'm honored, but this is a political matter for your people to decide. I'm just a doctor. You are the doctor who proved that humans and Zephyrians can work together, the princess replied. That makes this very much your concern. Ryan and Amanda were packing their equipment nearby. The past few days had been like living in a dream. They had successfully performed the first cross-species medical procedure in galactic history. Lisa, Amanda said quietly. The princess is right. What we've done here is bigger than just medicine. We've shown that cooperation between species can achieve miracles. Dr. Varix approached them, carrying something in his 4 hands. Dr. Carter, before you leave, I want to give you this. He held out a crystal tablet covered with Zephyrian writing. It contains all our medical knowledge about crystal-based biology. We would be honored if you would share your human medical techniques with us in return. Lisa took the tablet with reverence. Dr. Varix, this is incredible. Are you sure your people will approve of this exchange? After what you have accomplished, I believe many will, he replied. You have opened our eyes to new possibilities. The sound of approaching ships echoed through the hull. The council vessels had arrived. Princess Lirelei straightened her shoulders and prepared for the most important conversation of her life. Now, General, escort the council members to the main meeting chamber, she ordered. Dr. Carter, please come with me. The meeting chamber was a magnificent room with crystal walls that rose high above their heads. When the council members entered, their expressions showed shock at seeing humans present at such an important gathering. Council. Leader Aldrich was the oldest and most traditional of the Zephyrians. His crystal patterns were pure silver, showing his ancient bloodline. He looked at Princess Lirelei with surprise. Princess, You appear to be in perfect health, he said. Our reports indicated you were dying. I was dying, Council Leader, she replied. Our best doctors had given up hope, but these humans saved my life with their medicine. Council Member Saren, a female with blue crystal patterns, stepped closer. Impossible. Human medicine is primitive compared to our science. Princess Lirelei held out her hands, showing the new silver patterns in her skin. Look at me, Council Member. I am not just healed, I am evolved. I can now survive in regions of space that would kill other Zephyrians. The council members examined her with growing amazement. They'd never seen anything like the hybrid patterns in her crystal matrix. How is this possible? Aldrich demanded. Dr. Lisa Carter stepped forward. Council Leader, may I explain the procedure we used? Aldrich looked offended that a human had spoken to him directly, but Princess Lirelei raised her hand. The doctor will speak, she said firmly. She has earned. That right? Lisa explained the bone marrow transplant in simple terms, showing how human adaptive cells had stabilized the princess's evolution. She spoke about cooperation between different medical approaches and how combining knowledge could achieve things that neither species could accomplish alone. You put human biological material into our princess? Councilmember Theron asked with disgust. I saved her life, Lisa replied calmly. And in doing so, I gave her abilities that could benefit all. Zephyrians. Princess Lirelei moved to stand beside Lisa. This human doctor risked her own health to save mine. She asked for nothing in return except the chance to help. This is what true nobility looks like. Tears began to form in the princess's silver eyes. For too long, we have looked down on humans as primitive children. But I have learned that they possess something we have lost. They have compassion that crosses all boundaries. They have wisdom that comes not from advanced technology, but from understanding that all life has value. The tears flowed freely now, catching the light and sparkling like liquid diamonds. Dr. Carter gave me part of herself to save my life. She treated me not as an alien princess, but as a person in need of help. This is the kind of civilization we should aspire to be. Council Leader Aldrich watched the princess cry and felt something stir in his ancient heart. Princess, what are you asking of us? I am asking you to see humans as they truly are, she replied through her tears. Not as primitive beings to be ignored, but as partners who can teach us new ways to heal, to grow, and to be better than we are. Lisa stepped forward. Council Leader, we're not asking you to abandon your ways. We're asking you to consider that different approaches to the same problems can work together to create something neither could achieve alone. The princess's condition proves this, Dr. Varix added. Our advanced technology could not save her. Their simple medicine could not cure her completely. But together, they created a miracle. Princess Lirelei wiped her tears and stood tall. I propose formal medical exchange programs between our species. I propose joint research stations where human and Zephyrian doctors can work together. I propose that we stop seeing differences as weaknesses and start seeing them as strengths. Council members talked among themselves in their musical language. Lisa could not understand the words, but she could hear the debate in their tones. Some voices sounded angry, others curious, and a few hopeful. Finally, Council Leader Aldrich spoke. Princess, your proposal would change thousands of years of tradition. And maybe it is time for our traditions to evolve, she replied. Just as I have evolved, Aldrich looked at Lisa for a long moment. Human doctor, if we agree to this cooperation, will your people share their knowledge freely? That's what doctors do, Lisa said. We share knowledge to save lives, regardless of species. The old council leader was quiet for several minutes. Then he slowly nodded. Very well. You'll begin small exchange programs. A few doctors, a few research projects. We will see what can be accomplished. Princess Lirelei smiled through her. Tears. Thank you, council leader. You will not regret this decision. As the meeting ended and the council members departed, Princess Lirelei walked with Lisa to the docking bay where the human shuttle waited. Dr. Carter, the princess said, I can never adequately thank you for what you have done. We saved, not just my life, but the future of my people. Princess Lisa replied, Seeing you healthy and watching you fight for cooperation between our species is thanks enough." The princess reached into her robes and pulled out a small crystal pendant that glowed with soft light. "This is a piece of my family's personal crystal matrix. It has been passed down for 1,000 generations. I want you to have it." Lisa took the pendant with trembling hands. "Princess, I cannot accept something so precious." "You can, and you will," the princess said firmly. "It will remind you that somewhere in the galaxy there is a person whose life you saved, and who will spend the rest of her days working to bring our peoples together." As Lisa boarded the shuttle, Princess Lirelei stood in the docking bay and watched her leave. The human doctor had given her more than medical treatment. She had given her hope for a future where differences were celebrated instead of feared. When the shuttle was gone, the princess touched the new silver patterns in her skin and smiled. She was no longer just a Zephyrian princess. She was a bridge between worlds, and she would use that position to change the galaxy forever. Behind her, General Thane approached quietly. "Princess, do you truly believe this cooperation will work?" She turned to him with tears of joy still sparkling in her eyes. "General, 3 days ago I was dying, and our best doctors could do nothing. Today I am stronger than I have ever been. Saved by the compassion of a human who risked herself for a stranger? If that is not proof that cooperation can work miracles, then nothing is." As their ship prepared to return home, Princess Lirelei looked out at the stars and thought about Dr. Lisa Carter. Somewhere out there, the human doctor was continuing her mission to save lives and heal the sick. And now, thanks to their meeting, 2 species would begin to heal the gap between them as well. The future was bright with new possibilities. Born from tears of gratitude and watered by the courage to try something that had never been attempted before,